Hello. Okay. Where is she? She's seeing me. I'm live. I'm live. Bree's here. I'm so excited. Eryn! Eryn's here. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay. We made it! Yay! We did it!
Everyone, I screwed up.
No, I thought I had gotten the time wrong because I was like, wait, did she say EST or what did she say? Like, I was like, oh no.
No, I had it in my calendar. And then, of course, I didn't have my phone on me. So my alert didn't go. I mean, it went off, but I didn't have my phone on me.
Right.
And the next thing you know, I'm sitting here at the table and it's 12:30 and I had a heart attack. And I went, oh my gosh, I completely missed this. But we're here.
We're here. We did it.
We did it. How are you doing, Reagan?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Doing okay? Hanging in there?
Yep. Getting there.
Good stuff.
Woo! How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm just taking it day by day right now. Somebody just said, what a time to be alive, truly. Like just taking it day by day. And it's good. Day by day, week by week. Doing okay.
Yeah. I'm so excited for this. Oh my gosh. We have
yes!
for over a year and we have not talked face to face.
I know. This is awesome.
It's crazy.
This is so great. I love it.
Okay. Do you want to introduce yourself to everyone who doesn't know who you are?
Yeah. Well, my name is Eryn LeCroy, and I recently was playing Christine over at Phantom of the Opera on Broadway, and I was supposed to, right about the time the shutdown happened, I was getting ready to start a new project, the upcoming Broadway revival of 1776, which is currently all postponed to next year. So hopefully, Lord willing, we'll be able to start that up.
Yeah, no kidding. I want to come see it.
Yes, I would love for you to come see it. I'd love for all of y'all to come see it. That would be amazing.
I gotta make 2 Broadway shows happen when I go.
Yes. What's the other one?
Phantom.
Well, okay. Yes.
I gotta go see Raquel. She wants me to come see her. So.
Yes. Oh yes. Yes, you absolutely have to do that. That would be amazing.
I have to see you, but I didn't get to see Raquel. So
that's okay. I love it.
Megan, with you? Okay, deal. We'll both go sit front row at 1776. We'll do it.
Do it. Do it.
Okay. I know I sent you questions, but I forgot which ones I sent you.
That's okay.
Okay. Okay, so first question. This is the first one that got sent in and it made me laugh.
Okay.
Funny on-stage moments, mishaps, or costume malfunctions.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There's been several. Okay. One of my first few shows that I did, Ben and I were singing Past the Point of No Return. And I went up on lyrics. Gone. Words just gone. And I sang gibberish. I sang total gibberish for probably a bar or 2 of music. And, you know, Ben's wearing that huge black cape. Mm-hmm. And so it was funny because I don't think anybody else could tell his reaction, but I could. But it's like he straightened up and like I could tell his body stiffened because he was like, what is she going to do?
Right.
But what was great about it was I had a specific movement or something I had to do with my arm on a certain word. Mm-hmm. And so I knew what the next word was that was coming after these couple of bars where I just totally forgot.
Right.
So I got back on track. You know what the funny thing was, though? I had a few friends in the audience, and I said, so you guys noticed that I forgot lyrics, right? And they said, no, we didn't notice at all. And I said, are you kidding me? I thought it was so obvious, but apparently people didn't know. So that's good.
That's good.
That's just when you put your poker face on and you just keep going.
Right.
And just do the show and the words come back when they come back. So that was one thing. This has happened a couple of times where the back of my Don Juan dress has just come undone. And at one point, and the way that it's rigged together, the skirt is tied to the bodice. So it's not, your skirt's not just going to fall off. Like you'd have to lose everything for it to fall off. But it felt like because it was coming undone in the back, I thought that it was just totally starting to fall off. And so I tried to keep my back to, you know, the back of the theater. Mm-hmm. But it ended up being okay. It wasn't as bad as it felt in the moment. But yeah, that was one. And then there was one time Ben and I were running off stage after Past the Point. And, you know, then we hop into a boat for Down Once More.
Right.
Well, some of the stage crew backstage, they were like, there's no boat. There's no boat. It's not working. And we were like, what? And they said, you're just going to have to walk it. And we were like, walk? And they said, yeah, and just, you know, make sure you watch out for the trap doors and stuff because the trap doors are opening up and there's all this fog and you can't see anything.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, Ben, I trust you because I was pretty much following him, you know? So we didn't have a boat for that, for Down Once More. And then there was one time too, one of the last shows that I did, the chandelier didn't fall.
I think I heard about that one.
I think it hadn't happened in years. So that was pretty fun. Yeah, it didn't fall. So John just came and ran and grabbed me. He just yelled, Christine, and he grabbed me and we just ran off stage.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I wonder what like the audience was thinking if the chandelier didn't fall. That's like,
well, I had a good friend from college who was in the audience, and with his girlfriend who had seen Phantom before. He had never seen Phantom. And we were talking backstage afterwards, and she said, this is what happened with us. She's like, okay, Colin, here it comes, the big moment, the chandelier falling. And she goes, here it comes. And it like wasn't happening. She goes, it's coming in just a second. And it just didn't happen. Oh, no. And he said, I had built up all this anticipation and then it just didn't fall. I mean, all the lights were going off on the chandelier, but it just didn't. It didn't
well,
fall.
Did he go see it again? So did you see the chandelier fall?
No.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
No, because he was on the My Fair Lady tour, so he was just home, back in New York for a week or off or something. So no, he wasn't able to.
Oh, that's sad.
I know.
That's scary though.
It is. I guess it is a little bit.
Okay.
But we always have a good time. We have a good time. You just make the most of it. You laugh about it later. It's a good time.
Right. We love mishaps.
Yes.
Like the most frequently asked question is always mishaps.
It is. Well, people love hearing. Well, and honestly, I think too, the audience loves when something like that happens because I think people feel like they're just like a part of these things, you know, that are going wrong. I know I saw Frozen, I guess a year ago or so, and I don't remember what the scene was, but they had to stop the show completely. And the audience went wild. They loved it because something had malfunctioned with the set pieces. They weren't coming on properly, and it was just dangerous for the actors, so they stopped the show completely. Right. And then I think it took about 10 minutes, and they started it back up again, and people went nuts. It was really fun.
I would love to be in a show where like...
Hi, Ray! I miss Ray so much. Ray works over at Phantom. I love him so much. He's amazing. He's amazing. He works backstage. He's just amazing.
Somebody said I went to the no-fly show at Wicked, and it was my favorite moment.
Yes. Hi, Josh! I love seeing my friends pop up on here.
Okay, wait. What was the hardest thing to adapt to when you first started on Broadway?
What was the hardest thing to adapt to?
Yeah, when you first started. Which Broadway?
The hardest thing I think at first to adapt to was the sound on stage. I didn't get to rehearse. I think a lot of people don't know this, but we don't get to rehearse much with the orchestra before we, at least in a long running show, before we begin. So I had half an hour of rehearsal before my debut with the orchestra. That was it. And when you get up on stage, and you finally get to hear the orchestra for the first time and everybody has their mics, I mean, the sound is just different and it takes a minute to adjust to that. So that's one thing that took some time for me to adapt to. And there's some places in the show that are, sometimes it's hard to hear the orchestra, surprisingly enough. And you really have to, if you get lost at all, you really have to look at the conductor to make sure you're aligned and you're on track.
Yeah.
So that was one of the tricky things to adjust to for me.
Yeah, I feel like that would be hard.
Yeah. Totally.
Did you ever have a backup plan?
No.
Like, no.
No.
I mean, I don't think either, to be honest.
No. You know, it's interesting. People ask that a lot. And no, I wanted to do this since I was 4 years old, and it never changed. And it's just, I love theater and singing so much. It is my passion and my drive, and I love the people in this industry, the community. I love it so much. I wouldn't want to do anything else.
Right.
I wouldn't want to. And I think a couple times I've thought about it. I'm like, what if tomorrow somebody was like, you're never allowed to do theater again? Like, what would I do? I don't know. Because this is just what I want to do with every fiber of my being, you know?
Yeah. And
it is what I do. It's my life.
Right. What was your audition like for Phantom?
So when I moved to the city, I guess it was about almost 5 years ago now. I think I went in for Phantom for both the Broadway company and the tour. Maybe 4 or 5 times. First I sang for the casting director, who then brought me in front of our production supervisor, who then brought me in front of the production supervisor again and the music supervisor, sang for them. Then I sang for the assistant music supervisor. I did a movement call with Denny Barry, who's the original dance captain of Phantom and oversees our choreography over at Phantom. And then I didn't hear anything for a couple years. And then they brought me back in for the Christine alternate position when that became available. And I auditioned for the music supervisor, production supervisor again, and casting. They taped my audition, and then my agent called me the next day, and they said, so Eryn, you have a final callback in 2 weeks with Hal Prince, and J. Armstrong Johnson's going to read with you for the dressing room scene. And I went, this is it. It's like this or bust. And so then my final callback was at the Majestic. I sang on the stage. It was me, one other girl. And then after I sang, I did the dressing room scene with Jay. Hal gave me an adjustment. We did it again. And then he wanted to meet me. So I went out into the house where he was sitting. And I met Hal, shook his hand. He was so kind. And then that was it. And then I went home. And then my agent called me the next day and said, so the good news is Hal gave you a thumbs up. I said, great. Now what? And they said, so now they're going to send your tapes to Andrew Lloyd Webber and Cameron McIntosh because they have to view the tapes. They get final approval. They're sending yours along with 2 other girls. And then 2 weeks later, my agents got me into their office and surprised me and told me I was going to make my debut with Phantom.
I've seen that video before. That video was so happy.
They surprised me. I had been trying to not get my hopes up for 2 weeks, you know, just in case it didn't work out. I was trying to focus on other auditions I had. And focus on my work, and it was hard. That waiting period was hard. And then they got me into, I had an audition that morning, and they said, hey, can you just swing by our office real quick? We need you to, they're like, we have some paperwork for something else. I mean, they made up this whole reason, and I kind of believed it, and then they surprised me.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've seen that video. Okay. What other roles would you want to play, or like what are your top dream roles besides Christine?
My top 3 roles. I don't know. I really would love to play Lori in Oklahoma. But I love, what?
I did that in 4th grade.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. She is so feisty. I love her. I would love to do that. I love that music. Honestly, I would love to originate a role. So I would love to do something new. So whatever that would be, I would really love to do that. What would be a third one? I kind of wish they would do a Light in the Piazza revival.
They should.
Because I would love to play Clara. Or honestly, anywhere. I would really love to play Clara anywhere. I love that music. I love that music.
I've only listened to a couple songs from that one, but it's really good.
Oh, I love it. It's so beautiful. And it's challenging. Mm-hmm. It's some tricky music. And I love a challenge.
Okay. What's your favorite song or scene from Phantom?
Past the Point of No Return.
Yeah, I love that one.
I love that one. That one's easy for me. Somebody just said, I only wish if you ever played Phantom with Hugh Pinero. Okay, Adina, actually, that's funny because Hugh and I have talked about that.
We even had a conversation.
What?
You and I have had this conversation about you wanting to play with Hugh.
Oh, yes. So for those of you who don't know, Hugh and I did Sweeney Todd together off Broadway. And he played Sweeney and I played Joanna. So I played his daughter. And, of course we talked when everything with Phantom happened because he's such a legend over at Phantom of the Opera. And when I told him I was leaving to do 1776, he said, no, I was so hoping maybe sometime I could come back and we could do it together. And who knows? Maybe we will sometime.
You could just return to Phantom at some point.
Maybe both of us could at the same time. Wouldn't that be amazing?
I would definitely come see that.
I mean, I would love it. He's the best person in the world. He's one of my favorite people. He has the kindest heart, and he is so talented. He's just amazing. I don't have enough good things to say about him.
Okay. Any funny backstage moments? Or pranks or anything?
Well, I'm going to out John Riddle on this. John Riddle likes to, so Ben has these gummy bears backstage, and we like to grab some before we go on for masquerade, because Raul and Christine are the last people to come on to join the party. We're like fashionably late to the party. And, John likes to, I like the gummy bears too, but like John is chewing them in the wings before we go on stage. And one time he cut it really close and like had gummy bears in his mouth and we came on stage. And it was so funny. We were twirling around and he was like trying to swallow his gummy bears. It was so funny.
Was he trying to sing his part with or did he not?
Well, maybe he had, I don't remember. Maybe he had swallowed them right before he did it, right before he had to sing. It was funny.
That's funny. I would be so scared to like cut anything close.
Like that?
Going on stage, yeah. I would.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What's the hardest costume change or the quickest costume change you've had?
The quickest one is into the wedding dress. I think it's about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And so I literally jump out of the boat after past the point. I have my friend Andrew, who dresses the Phantom. He helps pull me out of the boat. And then I run over. There's like a little offstage area where I can change. My dresser is there. Leon is there, who takes care of all of Christine's wigs. And then there's also another, oh my gosh, Luke, you're the best, my friend Luke. And then there's another dresser who is standing in front of me. So what happens is I literally stick out my arms like a dummy. I don't do anything. I don't move, because if I move, it's not helpful. So they pull the sleeves off of me, and then my dresser is undoing it in the back, and I step out of the dress, and I have the wedding dress. The wedding dress also weighs 30 pounds. Hi, Callie. The wedding dress is 30 pounds. So it's the heaviest Christine costume in the show. The heaviest costume in the show is Piangi's Hannibal costume, and it weighs 55 pounds. And he climbs the freaking elephant in that costume.
Isn't it the cape that is the heaviest part of it?
Yeah, the cape's really heavy.
I heard Carlton, they say that they have to hold his cape so it doesn't weigh him down when he's climbing.
The cape. Yes. Yeah, the cape is really heavy. But so I step out of the dress, step into the wedding dress. Leon's holding my wig back out of the way. The dresser in front, puts the sleeves on my arms, and Natalie zips me up in the back. And while she's zipping me up and whatever she's doing in the back, I take a swig of water, and then I turn around, and Ben's waiting there in the wings with the veil, and we go on for final air. It's fast.
That is really fast.
Yeah, it's a fast one.
I feel like costume changers would stress me out, even though like you don't do anything, it would still stress me out.
Well, you know what I did before I started performing is what you'll do as an actor is you'll track you'll follow whoever is playing your role backstage for a couple of performances. So the first time around, I followed Greg, our PSM, backstage around, and it was so overwhelming because it's very dark backstage. There's not a lot of space. People are moving, very quickly. So I held on to his arm and stayed by his side while he kind of pulled me around and showed me where to go backstage. I tracked Allie. And then I felt a little more comfortable to do it, and I tracked Kaylee backstage. So then you get, what a lot of people don't realize too is like, backstage, everything is so choreographed backstage, just as much as it is on stage. It has to be, because there's so many people backstage and not a lot of space. Yeah. And everything is timed out.
Yeah. People asking how to keep how to stay vocally healthy and how to help with a tired voice.
Sleep. That's like the short of the answer is get good rest. I really can't emphasize enough how important it is to get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. And at least for me, I know my body, if I'm getting less than that 3-4 days in a row, one, I'm just exhausted, physically exhausted, and your body and your voice are one. And so if your body is tired, this is going to be tired. So rest is huge. Rest is huge. And then two, say you have a show at night and maybe you're feeling a little off during the day, then it's probably, a good idea to stay home and just be quiet and rest, maybe do some yoga, drink a lot of water. I actually drink this, I make this throat coat tea with ginger root and lemon. Sometimes I put some cayenne in there when my throat is feeling tired, and I'll drink some of that. That helps some. But honestly, rest. It's rest. Yeah.
Okay, if you could choose a dream concert with 5 artists, who would they be?
John Legend. I freaking love John Legend. Justin Timberlake. I love Justin Timberlake. If Freddie Mercury was alive, Freddie Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Why is this so hard? I'm like, how do you choose?
I mean, it could be theater people. It could be musical artists.
There are just so many incredible people.
What about Audra McDonald?
Oh, yeah. Audra McDonald. Wow, that would be a dream. Jennifer Hudson.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Jennifer Hudson. That would be amazing. Wait, is Scott on here, Callie? Did I miss something? Did Scott say something? I did see somebody asked, what's the shortest amount of notice you've been given before going on for Megan? I usually know maybe the shortest notice was like maybe 3 hours before I had to be there. Like plenty of time.
Yeah.
Plenty of time. Oh, no, but I want you to duet with him. Oh. One of our good friends. That's funny.
If you could have dinner with only 3 historical figures, who would they be?
Jesus. I would love to have dinner with Jesus. And actually, okay, well, okay, right, because right now I'm thinking with 1776, I would love to be able to sit down with Martha Jefferson in Lyman Hall. I mean, that would be amazing, you know, prepping for this show. Those are 2 that come to mind right now just because I've got this show coming up and I'm portraying them. So I would love to sit down and talk to them. That would be amazing.
That would be cool.
Yes.
Okay. What was your first role that you played?
Well, okay. I like to say that the first musical I did, which really kind of was Oliver when I was 13, when my family moved to New Jersey, and I played the strawberry seller. And so I had my solo lines were ripe strawberries, ripe strawberries, ripe. Those were my big solo. But I did do, when I think I was 7, my family lived in San Antonio, and I had been begging my family to do a show, my parents to do a show, and this traveling children's theater troupe came through San Antonio, Texas, and they were doing the Pied Piper. I can't remember. I guess I auditioned for it, but I played a rat in the show, and I had one line, and I remember my line. We did one performance. My line was, "Why? Because we like you." I don't know what the context was. I don't remember. But that was my line. And I said it loud and proud. But really, I really started getting a rat. Yes, I played a rat. I really started getting super serious. Well, super serious. More serious about theater and performing. I feel like more so when I was 13. So I tend to say Oliver was really my first show, because then I started doing a lot of musicals and started taking voice lessons and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we do one more question.
I mean, that was all the questions I had.
Okay. That's great.
If anyone has any last minute questions they want to put in the comments.
If anybody else has one more, speak now, forever hold your peace.
This was fun. We haven't
talked
face.
I know, so fun. Favorite scene to perform from Phantom. Well, I did say this earlier, but I'll answer that. My favorite scene is Past the Point of No Return.
I love that scene.
It's my favorite. I love it.
What's your favorite scene that Christine isn't in?
The well, really nobody's in this. The Overture. I love the Overture. That's one of my favorite things. I get chills every time. It's one of my favorite things. But like, if we're gonna talk scene.
Because I know Christine is in most of the show.
I'm like, she's in pretty much all the show. But
one scene I can think of that she's not in, which is Notes in Prima Donna. That's the one I can think of that she's not in.
That one, or Managers 1.
Yeah.
Maybe. And a couple people had asked, are there any foods I'm not allowed to eat? No. I mean, that's going to be a case-by-case basis with people, with performers. You know, some people don't like to eat certain foods because it does affect their voice, or some people might have issues with acid reflux, which isn't good for your cords, you know, so you have to stay away from certain foods. But for me, I don't like to eat anything really heavy before a show, but I also need to eat before a show because I need energy for the show.
Yeah.
It's a big sing, and it's a physical show. The costumes are heavy. We're running around the stage. I mean, it's, you know, performers are athletes.
Mm-hmm.
So I make sure I definitely like to eat something before the show. But I mean, I drink coffee before the show. Some singers don't like to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, you know, it's just a case-by-case basis for people.
Yeah.
So anyways, cool. Reagan, thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for deciding to do this.
Yes. I'm glad we got to chat.
Me too.
Yes. I hope you stay healthy and well, and yeah, and I hope everything goes well too with band for you.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to.
I know that's looking different, but I hope that goes okay.
Yeah, me too.
Sure. Yes. Oh, yay! Daughter of Aphrodite, she said, I watched you for the first time singing Phantom. That's amazing. Oh, thanks for joining in from the UK. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Cool. All right. Well, have an awesome rest of your day, and everybody else.
You too.
Okay. See ya.
Bye, Eryn.
Bye.